Are you in the process of moving? If so, this is the video for you. We have comprised a specific list of what to do when you are moving. Oftentimes when you move to a new location, things can get hectic very, very quickly. So the most important thing to do when things get hectic is to sit down and make a list. Hi friends, my name is Alan Lee, owner and operator of the Handyman Journey, and this video is brought to you by Fidelity National Home Warranty. The first thing you'll want to do, especially if you are renting your current location, is think about how to get your security deposit back. Now this may involve getting other businesses involved, like cleaning companies or handyman companies, things like that. Maybe you need to have some holes patched in the walls, some walls painted, some flooring replaced, whatever needs to be done to get your security deposit back. That's probably your number one priority as a renter moving into a new location. So one of the first things on our list to do before you move is think about memberships, things like gym memberships or things like that. Either transferring them to a new location if the gym has a location close to where you're moving to, or maybe even canceling it indefinitely if you're moving a little bit further. And while you're thinking about transferring memberships, another thing that you're going to transfer is doctors. If you're moving far enough away to have to be in a new doctor's office or a dentist's office or things like that, you're going to want to follow up with those people and make arrangements ahead of time, because no one wants to be stuck 1 month into a new move and not be able to find a doctor when you need one. It's very important to do that as well. And another thing along those same lines is insurance. You may need to update insurance information on new addresses, new locations, especially like we said before, if you're moving to a whole new state or a whole new county, you may have to, you maybe even have to get a different type of insurance policy as well. This involves both health insurance, home insurance, auto insurance, and then that also leads us into another thing that we all know a little too well, is the DMV. The DMV wants to know where you're moving, when you're moving, so you want to notify them very far in advance so that if it takes any long on their end at all, things get handled by the time you move and things get adjusted and your address gets updated in a timely manner. And then one of the things that's always very frustrating whenever you're moving is dealing with mail. You want to notify the post office as far ahead of time as you possibly can so that there is no mishap with your mail. There's nothing worse than moving out and then a month later you find out that the mail that you've been waiting for is at your old address. So what I would recommend is reaching out to the post office maybe even a few months before you move, just so that they know that you're in the process of moving. And one cool tactic that you could possibly even consider is having the post office hold your mail and saying that you're no longer at this address, hold your mail, and then they will transfer that to your new address once you move. And that might be a little bit inconvenient for you in the short term, but it will help you out big time in the long term. You might have to go to the post office to actually get your mail about that month or 3 weeks before you move and having them hold it, but that's really a good option to do. That way none of your mail goes to the new owner or the new renter or things like that. And then with your mail, you don't just want to notify the post office, but you're going to update any magazine subscriptions or anything like that you have elsewhere of your new address. And this also leads into another thing that we all know a little bit too well, and that is the IRS. Whenever we move, we need to make sure that we update our address with the IRS so that they know where to send bills and things like that. They always want to know how to get their money, for sure. Another thing that is very important that most people don't think about is the moment you find out that you're going to be moving is go ahead and call around, get a whole bunch of quotes from different moving companies, because no one, at the end of the day, no one likes a late shopper. You don't want to be 1 week before you move and then realize that you didn't hire a moving company if you don't have a friend with a truck or things like that. So you're going to want to go ahead and do your due diligence in the front end. It will save you money in the long run. So go ahead and get a bunch of quotes from different moving companies. And then another thing, as it gets closer to the moving date, maybe even a day or two before the move, after you've already booked the moving company, follow up with them. Maybe even a week in advance. That wouldn't hurt as well, because you don't want to be the day of the moving and then find out that your moving company maybe forgot or misscheduled or something like that. Mistakes happen. You're also going to want to follow up with any cleaners that you have or handymen that you have coming to your house probably a week before, just to make sure that everything is smooth sailing, because moving is hectic enough. You don't need mishaps coming up and things like that. Another great thing to think about when you're moving is finding free or cheap moving materials. Now, there's a lot of organizations, businesses in general, that get things delivered to them in boxes. So you can go around, sure, it is a lot of legwork, but it will save you money in the long run. If you go around to businesses, ask them to simply save some of their moving supplies for you. Some of them may just, push you away and give you the cold shoulder, but some of them may be happy to oblige and give you free moving boxes. Another great thing to check out is Craigslist. Oftentimes there's free things on there, and also Facebook Marketplace. There's also a lot of other apps that you can purchase things on that might have free moving supplies as well. This is a great thing to do, maybe even a month before you move. That way you have things set up and you're not scrambling, having to go to Home Depot and buy some super expensive boxes right before you move. My next tip on the list is give yourself time to sort through your stuff. It never ceases to amaze me every time I've moved how long it takes to sort through the stuff that I have. A lot of times when you're just living normal life, you're like, yeah, I don't have a lot of stuff. But whenever you go to move, you start finding things that you haven't seen in years. So give yourself time to sort through the stuff that you need so that, again, you stay sane through this moving process. One of the next things on my list is to make sure that you transfer or cancel all of utilities that you're currently using. At the end of the day, you don't want to be charged for some utilities that the new renters or owners are coming in with. Now, this may be automatically transferred when you move out and the new people move in, but it's always good to follow up with the utility companies probably, maybe even a month in advance to make sure to see if you need to do anything on the front end to transfer these utilities. And this may also include that you set up new utilities at the new place that you're living. Obviously, you want to have sewer. You don't want the light shut off, so you're going to need to be following up with those utilities. Maybe the same utility providers, may not be. But when you move out, that will be handled on the next video as well. And then my last but not least tip of all time is to pack the toilet paper last. It's always the worst whenever you get to a new house or apartment and you can't find the toilet paper. It's nowhere to be found. If you've liked this video and the tips that are found in this video, subscribe to this channel because we're going to be making a whole bunch of videos just like this with all kinds of information about everything from moving out to moving in to fixing faucets to replacing air conditioning filters, everything of that sort. So subscribe to this channel and like this video. Thank you all so much. Again, my name is Alan Lee, and this video is brought to you by Fidelity National Home Warranty. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you on the next one.